Hello, welcome to the Storyboard Show, the show where we like to talk to guests and friends about the stories they have and see how, if at all, that relates to business. I'm Ian Thompson, the co-director of Storyboard Media, and with me today is my guest, Daniel Sproats.
Hello, Ian.
There we go. Me and Dan have been friends for a long time, I should say. Dan, tell us a little bit about what you do.
I'm mostly in marketing these days. I was a teacher for many years. I was a teacher for 15 years. Throughout all that time, I've done other bits of writing, which I suppose is what you're more interested in.
So what did you teach? Just tell us quickly.
Well, drama and English were my main things.
So I mean, you know, linking it into the show as easily as we can do.
Yeah.
The storytelling there and things like that, isn't there? But then also like some of the other stuff you do. Because I used to run another company, Northern Drama and Education, before I got into filmmaking, and you used to write a lot for me then as well, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. Well, we did lots of that's theatre and education. That was the main business of that, was going around schools with plays, generally issue based, legs akimbo, the League of Gentlemen type thing. Yeah. But no, they were good. A lot of them, I like to think.
Writing wise, then you do a few different kinds of writing. Obviously, I mean, in your job, you're writing press releases, you're writing copy for websites.
Yeah, 9 to 5. I'm mostly writing press releases about telecommunications tech at the moment. So yeah, it's a very different type of storytelling, but again, it's got its set of rules. You have to keep in mind the person that you're talking to and what they understand, and then, you know, give them the information in the right order and in a way that makes it interesting.
Yeah, you can't just list things. It's still got to be written, you know, to a structure and things. But then also your other writing you do is quite interesting ones, isn't there?
Well, yeah, so if I'm doing that during the week, then on the weekend I'm often writing for Flamingo Land Theme Park and Zoo. So I write most of their daytime and evening shows, or I have, you know, some involvement in that. So we've got the Pirates of Zanzibar at Flamingo Land, which has been running now for 3 years, it's a wreck, but sometimes it seems to be a real ship. And it's there, and the crew is the Captain Plunder, and there's Blackbeard, who invaded in the first year, and they kind of tussle for power.
So this is season 2 at the moment.
Season 4.
4, wow, okay.
And they've got Plank and Barnacle.
Recommissioned.
Yeah, who... although like season 3 only lasted for a bit, and they went back to season 2 because they didn't like it. Okay. No, actually, to be honest,
it wouldn't be that nice on Netflix.
It's to do with casting quite often, because you write these things, and because it's a theme park, so they have this, you know, they have a crew there, and it's a big show. There's like 20 people.
It's a fantastic thing, isn't it? It's a massive ship in the middle of the theme park, and they perform it outdoors, don't they? And it's all done like on the deck of the ship, and around the ship, and there's people coming in on ropes and dancers and gymnasts and everything like that.
It's brilliant. It's amazing to watch. And what I have to do is, I mean, they've generally, you know, the producers, the people behind it, have generally got an idea what they want to happen this year. And the main thing is it's got to be a big spectacle with singers and dancers and pyros and water cannons and fountains going off, and then acrobats, and we've got this troupe of acrobats, and that's all going to happen on this ship. And then there's got to be like some loose plotting and some jokes going on as well.
Because you're writing lyrics as well, because you're doing all the songs, like original songs as well, aren't you? Working with Andrew Siddle,
well,
a fantastic composer.
Most recently, I've got together with Andrew for these, and Andrew Siddle, who I'm pleased to say I taught when he was a teenager. I taught him drama and theatre studies at Wyke. So really, everything he is down to me. But what he is now,
he's gone on to like work with Stephen Sondheim and people like that, hasn't he?
He's brilliant. So things like we had this show on the evening, and which was to do with Peter Rabbit. So Flamingo Land's got Peter Rabbit, but Peter Rabbit
they buy the franchise from that, don't they? We should say they don't just steal it.
Absolutely. And if anyone knows Peter Rabbit, you know, from the original Beatrix Potter books, which are very sort of their time, the kind of Englishness of them, and then the more modern ones, which are all skateboardery and stuff, you know. But now Peter Rabbit at Flamingo Land cannot talk. That's the thing, because they've given Peter Rabbit to Flamingo Land, but
they've stipulated he's not allowed to speak.
So it's a mute Peter Rabbit, which is very strange from a storytelling point of view. So you can have people like Sooty. What's that, Peter?
Yeah.
You want to play lacrosse?
There's a Sooty's in Peter Rabbit now.
No. I'm saying, I'm saying. Remember Sooty used to talk into people's ears.
Ah, right, yeah.
Okay, what's that, Sooty? You want to? eat some marmalade, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
As if, yeah. So you could do that with Peter, but I don't think that's very good. So generally, you've got to find other ways to tell stories with Peter Rabbit. So I wrote this, just a bunch of lyrics. I said we could do something like this. I remember last year, and then Paul, one of the people producing the show there, he said, "Look, we haven't got time for that really." And Andrew said, "Well, actually, I've already done it." So that's how quick he is. And he'd written this song, which not only was good, but it was to these lyrics I'd just come out with really quickly, but has gone on to be the main song that all the kids request when they go there. The Bunny Crew
in the
song.
discos and
the
things
disco
like that,
song, and it's the ringtone on Paul's phone. It's that catchy.
Excellent.
So yeah, he's brilliant. If you've got a weapon like that to deploy, then you can suddenly turn just something half-baked into something that sounds very polished.
And is it different writing stories and things like that for kids as opposed to adults? I mean, I know that you maybe haven't had as much experience writing for adults and things like that, although we'll come on to something to do with that in a minute. But but you know, obviously you've studied it a lot, doing English and teaching English and things. Yeah,
I mean, for the pirate show at Flamingoland, obviously the audience is both, so you want to stick something in that's gonna entertain over the heads almost,
like The Simpsons do.
Yeah, but it's got to be enjoyable for all. And in terms of the characters, the dynamic, the slapstick characters, you can have some character get angry and others undercutting it, and all those rhythms, they're going to be enjoyed by everybody, hopefully. The kind of the comic double act, the straight man and getting exasperated, and the funny man winding him up, and all those things should be funny for everyone. But then from the adult's point of view, there are things that are going to be slightly riskier. If you can put that in. Like, what was the line that we put in Live Naked Idiots as well, which I wasn't sure if they would get in, where the pirate, she takes over in this year's show, Captain Scarlet, she takes over the ship, she's a baddie, and she demands that all her men come on and says, something like, "My men are coming now, where are my buccaneers?" And then the comic character says, "They're on the side of your buckinhead." And which was saying, surely that's never going to get on stage, but it did, and at every stage someone thought someone else would say, we can't say that in front of kids.
You've not had any complaints yet?
No, and people love it, and that's the thing, because the adults, it's great to have something that the kids don't quite get.
So we're not almost out of time actually, but one other thing I quickly wanted to ask you about as well, which you mentioned then, was Live Naked Idiots, which is the comedy sketch group that me and Dan do with a couple of other friends, and you write most of the sketches for that as well, along with Alex and Andy.
Alex
do bits as well.
And Andy,
Alex writes quite a lot of it. Andy writes the odd thing, but you sort of like take the reins on that. Is that?
I think I've now got the final say on that, but I think we all pitch in.
But it's kind of similar to doing the Flamingoland stuff in that, when you're doing the comedy stuff, even though, all right, it's a lot more adult and things, but you do need to be hitting people with jokes all the time, don't you? I mean, I'm sure there's some sort of rule that says, like, when you're doing these sort of comedy sketch things, I imagine certainly comedy writers for TV and things like that have almost rules where you've got to be hitting them with a joke every so many minutes or whatever. Yeah,
well, it depends on the style of it, I suppose. You watch something like... what's the Lee Mack show called? The one that's all gag, gag, gag. Not going out.
Oh, right, yeah.
Obviously, that is a gag every sentence, almost, which is incredible. Yeah. And quite sort of wearying to watch in a way, but also quite amazing. And then other things, are much more subtle or character-based or whatever you're trying to do. But with what we do on stage, especially in a room full of drunks, which is largely what it is, you can't be leaving it too long between knob gags, as we say. So there's got to be something in there that's supposed to be ostensibly funny very, very often. And I think when we first started, we didn't really think like that. We just thought, well, this is an amusing idea. We'll run with it. We'll let this character talk. But now when we write, there's got to be something that's a laugh line. Every 10 seconds, probably every 20 seconds. But the stuff that I think we're more happy with, that amuses us, that we would laugh about when we do it, that's the kind of thing that we get excited about, isn't it? And we sort of, as well as there being just an obvious, not obvious, but as well as there being like a low-level laugh, I think we do put things in there that we hope people will enjoy more quite regularly as well.
Brilliant. Well, thanks ever so much for coming in and chatting with us. This has been the Storyboard Show. Thanks very much.